hands behind you. We're just gonna lift and drop one knee at a time. So the first set, let's just take it kind of slow. Your hips are just starting to get a little bit of movement. And then we'll start to pick up our pace. You're just kind of going side to side. You're not controlling the lower, you're just letting it fall. So you'll get a little bouncing motion in the hip, real gentle and soft. And we'll go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring one knee over to the other. Try to close them all the way. Open in the middle, and then other side. Close, open in the middle. For this one, kind of push your hands into the floor. You can lean back on them a little bit, and that'll help you from sliding forward during this warm-up. So you want that rotation in the hip joint, which is why you want to try to close as far as you can and get the opening in the middle. And let's start to pick up the pace if you feel comfortable with that. You can also stay with the slower pace. And we'll go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming to center, we're going to bring the left foot in front, grab the foot in the shin. Use your arms, pull yourself forward, and you want to arch your back. So we're taking our spine into extension and then flexion as we roll to the back of the sit bones. You want to round your spine. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. We'll do that 3 more times here. 2 more. 1 more. And then stay rounded, dive of the legs, start to straighten the spine, lengthen the crown of your head away from your tail. So you feel that nice stretch in the back of the right hip. We're gonna hold this for 2 more deep breaths in and out. Restack the spine from tail to head, nice and slow so you get a stretch up your spine. Head is the last thing to lift. We'll take the left arm up and over. Coming up, right arm up and over. Just feel those muscles on the side lengthening. Coming back to center, take your right leg, turn it around the other way. We're gonna stretch over the leg. And then coming down onto the forearm, keep this hip down and reach away. Arching over the mat. Come up onto your hand, push the hips up and forward. Really push the hips forward so you get this deep stretch in through the hip and of course through the side. Hips go back and down 3 more times. Inhaling up, exhaling down. 2 more, inhaling up, exhaling down. 1 more time, we're holding here. And let's just take our body, rotate gently up to the ceiling. Make sure that bottom shoulder pulls back. And then we'll circle the arm down to come down to the floor. So just changing it a little bit today. Let's bring our right foot back and left foot in front. We're going to start from the top, grabbing the foot in the shin, extending the spine by pulling yourself forward with your arms, flexing the spine as you roll to the back of the sit bones. So we're just warming up our spine, giving it some gentle movement this morning. 2 more times, inhale and exhale. 1 more, inhale and exhale. Stay rounded, dive over your legs, and start to lengthen the crown of your head away from your tail so you feel that nice deep stretch in the back of your your left hip. 2 more deep breaths in and out. And we're going to slowly restack our spine, tail to head, so we feel that nice stretch through the spine. Chin is the last thing to lift. Just imagine your shoulders kind of reaching to opposite sides of the room. And we're going to take the right arm up and over, coming back up, left arm up and over, and coming back up, turning the left leg around the other way. Let's stretch over the legs. So you're going to feel some work in the hip joint. And then come down onto the forearm, keep this hip down, and we're going to reach away, kind of arching over your mat. Come up onto the hand, push the hips up and forward. And again, really push the hips forward so you feel that stretch in here. And then hips go back and down 3 more times. Inhaling up, exhaling down. 2 more. One more. We're going to stay here, just rotate up to the ceiling, just a little bit, it's a small movement. Think about the bottom shoulder pulling back to do it. And then we'll circle the arm down to sit back onto the mat. Just again to change it up a little bit today. So let's go ahead and face our mat lengthwise. We're going to go right into 100s and then the roll up. So grabbing the backs of the legs, go ahead and roll down one bone at a time. And we'll just do a quick body check on the mat. You want to make sure your pelvis is in neutral, so we have that little teacup right on top of the pelvis. So we're going to actually stay in our neutral placement for our 100s today. Ribs melting down just slightly. Pull the shoulder blades back. So maintaining our neutral, think about pulling the hip bones together and sit bones together. We're going to bring our legs to tabletop. You can keep your legs in tabletop for 100s, or we'll extend them out and turn out. So I'll give you that option today. Tuck chin to chest. We're going to come up into our first ab prep, letting the arms come slightly above the body. Make sure you're still in neutral. Keep the legs here, or go ahead and reach them out and turn out. Let's pump those arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. See your belly sink down. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Squeeze the legs together. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. Out. In. Out. Really reach through the toes if your legs are out. 40 more. 70. 80. 90. Last 10. 100 and rest. Oh, that'll get your body warmed up. Just roll side to side for a moment. Kind of release any tension in the spine. And then we'll send our legs down to the bottom corners of the mat for our roll-ups today. So take the arms overhead, but resist flaring your ribs. So think about pressing your body into the floor. It's okay if your hands don't touch the mat. We're going to float the arms up. Tuck chin and chest. You're going to come up into an ab prep. Lengthen the tailbone to the heel so you find imprint. Roll all the way up. Flex the feet. Reach past the feet, looking down between the knees. Inhale, stretching. Exhale, scooping and rolling back down. Pointing the toes. Take an inhale. Stretch those arms overhead. Arms float up. Tuck chin and chest. Exhale, roll all the way up. Flex the feet, reach past the feet. And then scoop and roll back one bone at a time. We're going to do this 4 more times, everybody. So just take your time using that 4-breath pattern. Remember to flex your feet as you're stretching forward and keep them flexed as you roll back. Inhaling and exhaling. Grabbing the backs of your legs if you need to, of course. 2 more. It should feel good because we're getting this big range of motion through our spine. 1 more time. And rolling back down. Very nice job. I'm just going to scoot up on my mat a little bit. And we are going to prep the roll over. And I am going to teach a few rollovers today. So from here, we're going to bend the knees, place the feet on the mat, imprint your low spine, bring your legs to tabletop. Let's cross the ankles for our prep. So keeping the shoulder blades and the head on the mat, we're going to lift our hips or kind of roll up through the spine. And you're going to see if you can roll up as high as you can and then roll back down. Even if it means it's just here and then you come back down. And again, exhale and inhale. And we're going to do this 6 more times. As you're rolling up, depending on how high you go, if you make it to your shoulder blades, just make sure you don't go any higher. So our weight's going to balance right on our shoulder blades and not go onto our neck. 2 more times. 1 more. Hug the knees in, take a little break. So the prep position, feel free to stay there as I teach 4 rollovers. The prep position is going to prep you for that exercise. It is definitely a harder exercise because we're taking our spine into flexion. We're lifting our hips up over us. It's a little bit harder. All right, so for those of you who want the rollover, we're going to take our legs up to the ceiling. Open hip width apart. Flex the feet. And I want you to think about lifting your feet up in order to deepen your imprint. And then we're going to roll over. Keep the feet flexed. And we're going to scoop and roll down bone by bone. Tailbone comes onto the mat. And this time, let's bring our legs together. Point the toes. Scoop through the abs. Think about your legs going up to go over. At the top, when you're balancing, open hip width. Flex the feet. Now think about your heels reaching back as you pull your abdominals in towards and down towards the mat. We roll down 1 bone at a time. As your tailbone touches, you're in neutral, or sacrum touches. Legs together, let's point the toes again. Toes reach up to go over. Balance right at the shoulder blades. Open hip width, flex the feet. Again, I'm stretching my heels back behind me as I roll down. Shoulder blades and head stay on the floor. We get this really nice stretch through the back of our body. Legs together 1 more time. Point the toes. Roll up. Open hip width. Flex the feet. Stretch those heels behind you and pull your belly back towards the mat, bone by bone. We're going to keep the right leg up, lower the left leg, and we're going to take our arms out to the side for our single leg circles. We're going to cross the midline. The hip comes off, but not the shoulder. Circle down, out to the side, and up. And we constantly are reaching through that left leg so that our left hip stays anchored to the floor. We're inhaling for half our circle. Exhaling for the other half. 4 more times this direction. And 3. Making sure that hip comes off as you cross your midline so you get a little twist in your body. 1 more. We're going to meet with our leg up to the ceiling. Keep stretching through that left leg and reverse it. Inhale. Exhale. Cross the midline. Pull that hip back onto the mat. The leg will follow. So again, our hip comes off as we cross our midline, but not the shoulder blade. Stretch through that right leg. Think about it getting longer on each circle. And we have 3 more. 2, 1. Let's just give our right knee a hug in towards our body. You can hug it in towards your eyeball or chest. And then we're going to pull the left leg in, center the hips, reach the legs up to the ceiling, lower the right leg, keep the left leg high, take the arms out to the side, palms face down. Cross your midline, hip comes off but not the shoulder blades, circle down. Keep reaching through both legs as that left leg goes out to the side and up. Inhaling, then exhaling. And this should feel really good in the hip joint, just giving it some big motion today. Keep reaching. If you're getting any popping in the hip, make your circle smaller, or think about reaching through your leg more. We're going to meet with our leg up to the ceiling, and let's reverse it out to the side down. Cross your midline, pull your hip back. The leg will follow. Inhale and exhale. We have 3 more times. One more. We're going to hug this knee in towards our eyeball or chest. We're going to bring the right leg in, center the hips on the mat. Roll to one side, push yourself up for rolling like a ball. So from here, we're gonna go to the back of the sit bone. So if you're on the sharpest points of the sit bones, we're just gonna scoop a little bit through the abs, kind of leading back with the pubic bones so you feel like you tip right to the back of the sit bones. And then we're gonna bring our feet off the mat into a little hover, try to hold that balance. If you need a little space for your body, just open up your knees a little bit. It is a lot of flexion in the hips, so opening up the knees will also release any tension in here. You want to try to keep your feet towards your body. We're going to scoop back 1 inch. So we're going to prep it today. So you're going to think about rolling back 1 inch and then come right back to the back of the sit bones. And again, scoop 1 inch back to the sit bone, or back to the back of the sit bones, back to the back of the sit bones. Ah, that's a mouthful. So you're gonna feel a big stretch in here when we deepen our scoop. Because what we're doing is we're deepening our imprint. Let's do that one more time. And then we're gonna use that to roll back. So we're gonna scoop, allow that to take you back and up. Balance, scoop, allow that to take you back and up. And you wanna just try to stay in your little ball. So I'm looking down at my pelvis or my belly button. I'm using that extra scoop to take me back and up. But the whole time I'm feeling this really deep work through the lower part of my abs, right between the hip bones and the front of the pelvis. We can do a little inhale at the top, exhale back, inhale at the bottom, exhale up. We're going to do a few more of these, just one more thing to cue. Just like the roll over. When you roll back, you don't want to go onto your neck. So right when you hit the shoulder blades, that's where you're gonna scoop to pull yourself back up. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And we'll end at the top. We're going to extend the left leg, hug the right knee in. As slow as you can, we're going to roll back, allowing the left leg to come up into a little hover. We're going to go right into single leg stretch. So take the left hand to the inside of the right knee, right hand to the outside of the right ankle, and then we're going to switch our legs as we switch our hands. Try to be in neutral placement through the pelvis. And we're going to switch and switch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, see your belly pulling on your exhale. Inhale, exhale. Imagine hitting a bullseye with your toes. Inhale, so you get a long reach through your legs. Exhale, let's double time it 2 times for each breath. 4 more breaths. And hug the knees in and roll back onto the mat, roll side to side. If you feel a little tension in your neck, you can roll your head side to side also. Just a couple deep breaths in and out. And then we're going to work again in neutral or imprint if you feel more comfortable doing an imprint. We're going to go into double leg straight stretch. So bringing the hands right above your shins or knees, we're going to tuck chin to chest, come up into our ab prep. All right, on your inhale, we're going to send the legs out, arms overhead. Legs only go as low as you can hold your pelvic placement. Circle the arms as you exhale, pull the knees back in. Stay curled up, inhale. Exhale, so you want to resist dropping your head back like that when you bring your arms overhead. So stay curled, that's the hard part. Exhale, pull everything in. We're going to do this 5 more times. 4 more. Think about your abs pulling your legs in. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And rest, just roll side to side, deep breath in and out. We're going to roll to one side, push ourselves up for spine stretch. forward. So bringing the legs down to the bottom corners of the mat, we are going to flex our feet, find the sharpest points of the sits bones. Now from here, we want to kind of think about lengthening our spine. Our first movement is actually to pull up and in through our core. So even though you're right on your sit bones, the abs are going to feel like they're kind of scooping in. And then we're going to just flex through the upper part of your back. So it's kind of like ab prep, but we're sitting up. So we're going to take the arms out in front, shoulder blades pull back so they feel like they're flat against your back. First movement is we're going to scoop. So we're going to pull up and in through here, touch into chest, and you're just going to pull up, 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 and in, almost like you're going over a ball. Stay on the sit bones, really flex your feet. Reach the arms forward without the shoulders coming up so you feel a stretch through your spine. And then on our next exhale, we're going to restack all the way back up. Inhale, lifting the head. Again, exhale, scoop and curl. So again, just think about scooping, 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 scooping. We keep flexing our feet. And then on our inhale, let's restack our spine. Let's do that again. Exhale, scoop, curl, reach, pull the abs back. Stretch the arms and the crown of the head forward. Inhale, restack the spine. 3 more times. Exhale. Big spine stretch forward. Inhale, restack. 1 more time. Exhale. Inhale, restack the spine. Whew, and rest, just rest your feet, rest your core. It's a lot of work even though it doesn't look like it. So we are going to do open leg rocker today. I'll give you an option if it's a little too tough. So you can bend your knees. We're going to go back to the same position that we were for our rolling like a ball. So you're going to scoop just to the back of the sit bones. So if you're right on top of them, you just scoop back a little bit. You'll feel yourself roll off of them. You're going to bring your legs up. Just like that, the legs will stay open. So here's option 1. All right, just keeping your legs like that. Option 2, grab your ankles and you're going to extend your knees into your full open leg rocker. Nice and tall through your mid back so you can hold your balance at the top. Now we're going to use that same scoop that we did for rolling like a ball. So you're going to gently roll 1 inch to the back, deepening your off to the back of the sit bones, so deepening your imprint. You're going to use that to take you back and up. Lift your upper mid back at the top to balance. And again, scoop 1 inch back. Use that to take you back. Keep looking at your belly button and up. Lift your mid back at the top. And again, scoop, roll back, and up. And you'll notice open leg rocker is a lot slower because we got our legs out. And then let's do that 3 more times. 2 more. 1 more. Balance. Bottoms of the feet together. Let's take a stretch forward in butterfly. And let's go ahead and roll onto our side and onto our back for corkscrew. So we're going to take our arms to the side of our body. Again, pull the shoulder blades back. Let's imprint for corkscrew, and we'll bring our legs up to the ceiling. So we're going to take our legs to one side, but you want to keep your hips on the mat. So what happens is when our legs go, let's say we go to the left, your right leg's going to get shorter than your left leg because you're keeping the right hip on the mat. Now we're going to do like an oval down. As we switch to the other side, the left leg gets shorter because you're keeping your left hip on the mat. And then we meet back at center, and then we reverse it. To the right, left leg gets shorter, make an oval down, right leg gets shorter as you go to the left, back to center. And then again, with your oval, just go as low as you can keep your imprint. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 3 more times. 2 more. 1 more. And hug the knees in. Very nice job. Couple deep breaths in and out. And then again, we're gonna roll to one side and push ourselves up or soft. So this time we're gonna open our legs a little wider than the roll up and the spine stretch forward. Flex the feet, knees look up. If your hammies are tight and you're sitting like that, just bend the knees a little bit so you can find the sharpest points of the sits bones. We're gonna take our arms out to the side, nice and tall through the spine. So think about pulling the hip bones together, get taller, and we're gonna inhale, rotate to the right. Exhale, reach across with your left arm like you're gonna saw off your right pinky toe. Look at that back hand, and we're gonna do 3 sawing motions, like you're sawing off that toe. Restack your spine in that twist, and then come back to center. Again, tall, rotate to the left. Reach across with your right arm like you're gonna saw off your left pinky toe. Look at your left hand and pulse 3 times, 2, 1. Restack the spine on that diagonal. Rotate back to center. Again, to the right, you're gonna anchor through that left hip as you reach across with the left arm and add those pulses. Keep flexing your feet. Back to center, to the left and reach. Pulse, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, restack, exhale, center. Inhale, rotate, exhale, reach. 3 little exhales. Inhale, restack, back to center, and 1 more to the left. Restack the spine and rotate back to center and rest. Very nice job, you guys. We're gonna go right into swan dive. So let's cross the ankles and the knees, kind of roll over them. Cross your ankles, roll over your ankles and your knees. And we're gonna go into our swan dive prep. We'll do the advanced version today, but I'll give you options where you can stay with the preps. So legs hip width apart, you can be in turnout for swan dive. We're gonna place our hands right underneath our shoulders, kind of pull the shoulder blades back, looking straight down on the mat, keeping the feet down, lengthen your tailbone to your heels. I want you to pick your chest up, still kind of looking, maybe 6 inches from where you were. Lift your hands to make sure you're using all those muscles in your back and your core. Now we're going to keep this position in our spine and just lift the feet. Now I'm going to have you use your hands to rock up and down. And you're going to keep that same lift in your body that you had before we added our hands. So it's going to feel like your body's in the shape of a rocking horse. And you're using your arms to rock up and down on your pelvis. A lot of times what happens is when we go down, people want to drop their chest like that. So resist that. Keep your heart lifted. Constantly looking forward. Now we're going to play around. We're going to press up. You're going to release your hands, rocking forward a little faster, and then catch yourself. And let's do that again. And we're keeping our body in this position, so really stretch those legs back. Release and catch. So these are 2 options that you can stick with. We're going to go right into the advanced variation. And we're going to rock forward and back 8 times. So reaching the arms forward. Here we go. 8, 7, 6. Pull those abs up. 4, 3, reach. 2, 1. Shelf stretch. It's hard to talk in that one. So just resting over the legs, letting your head come onto the floor. Couple deep breaths in and out here. You just want to counteract the extension in the body. We're going to restack our spine. And we're going to lie back down for single leg kicks. We're going to be up on our forearm. So now we're a little bit more active kind of holding that extension still. But we're gonna stay with our chest up, shoulders back, legs in parallel. Reaching the legs back, I want you to lengthen the tailbone to the heels so you feel like you're kind of picking your abs up off the mat without allowing the chest to drop. We're going to bend the right knee with the foot pointed. You're going to pulse the heel to your bottom one time. And then flex your foot, pulse it again. Point your toe as you lengthen that leg back down. We're going to do the left. Bend the knee, foot is pointed. You pulse your heel. Then we flex the foot, pulse it again. Point the toe as you lengthen it away. Let's try to go a little faster. Right leg, point, flex, reach it away. Left, point, flex, reach it away. If you mess up, don't worry about it. Just keep going. Point, flex, reach it away. And as we're doing this, we're resisting dropping our belly and sinking into our back. So as we continue to kick our legs, our abs stay engaged, chest stays lifted, shoulders stay back, and your butt isn't lifting up off the mat or up to the ceiling. So your pelvis stays on the mat. Let's do 2 more. And just take a quick break, and we're going to do doubles. I didn't cue the breathing. It's an exhale, exhale as you're pulsing, inhale as you lengthen. Doubles are harder because your butt's going to want to pick up like that, which means you're arching your back. So really try to keep the hips pressing into the mat. And let's do doubles. Here we go. So just think lift belly, lift belly. Lift your belly, lift your belly. Shoulders stay back. Neck stays long. 2 more sets. And rest in a shell stretch. Just bring your arms to your side, round your spine over your legs, deep breaths in and out for 2. We're going to restack our spine all the way back up. Cross the ankles, roll over your ankles. And then just kind of scoot your body forward with your feet reaching down to the bottom corners of your mat again. We're going to go into neck pull. I love this one. It feels so good. I'll give you an option where you can release your arms to help you come up, just like the roll up. So, because it is a little harder to roll up in neck pull with your hands here. So we're going to bend, or if you need to bend the knees, bend your knees so you find your sit bones. If your hamstrings are tight, you can keep your legs straight and stay on your sit bones. Stay there. Lace your hands together. Actually lace them together. Bring them behind your head at the base of the skull. You're going to lift up nice and tall through your spine. So make sure you're not flaring your ribs. Melt the ribs down so you feel more work through your back. And we're going to lean back with a flat back. When you can't lean back anymore, you're going to scoot through your abs, leaning back with the pubic bone. Roll down 1 bone at a time. Point the toes as you lengthen your spine along the floor. Now from here, this is where you can release your hands, and then you'll roll back up. Flex your feet, bringing your hands behind your head at the base of the skull again. You're going to flex down over your legs. Now, we're going to restack from tail to head. But as you do that, you're going to press your hands into your head and your head into your hands so you get a neck pull as you restack your spine. So the chin is very depressed down to the chest as you're restacking your spine, so you get this big stretch through here. We're going to do this 2 more times. Lean back with a flat back. Scoop, roll back. Inhale, lengthen along the mat, point the toes. Release the hands if you need to, and exhale, roll up. Relax the feet, dive over the legs. When you feel your sit bones, we're going to restack on top of them, starting from the low spine. Press your head into your hands and your hands into your head. So again, we're getting this really nice neck stretch. Lean back, 1 more time. Scoop, roll back. Nice inhale, point the toes. Exhale, rolling up. Flex the feet, dive over.
Restack the spine, pressing your head into your hands and your hands into your head. And then relax at the top. Feels so good, just gives you a really nice stretch to your neck. We're gonna lie back down for scissors, bicycle, and shoulder bridge. All right, so let's bring our arms to the side of the body for a moment. You can work your scissors in imprint if your hamstrings are tight. It does make it a little easier so that you can keep your legs straight. I will be cueing neutral. So we're gonna keep our teacup balanced if you're gonna stay in neutral. If you're in imprint, that teacup is tipped towards your belly button and your low spine is making an imprint on your mat. We're gonna take our left leg up to the ceiling, tuck chin to chest, kind of curl up towards it, right leg out. You're just reaching both legs out and they're in alignment with your chest or with your eyeballs. We're gonna do 2 pulses away, switch. So it's an exhale, exhale, inhale. Elbows are wide and lifted. And I am using a little bit of my arms to deepen my stretch as I pulse the leg towards my face. Make sure you're staying in neutral or imprint, whatever you decided to stay with today. And for those of you who want more of a challenge, we're going to bring our arms to the side of our body and do 4 more sets. 3, 2, reach, reach, last set, reach, reach, rest. Roll side to side, deep breaths in and out. We're gonna do bicycle today. We're only gonna do one direction. We're not gonna reverse it today. So hands behind the head at the base of your skull. Neutral or imprint for this one. And we're gonna take our legs up, curl up, elbows come slightly forward, lower the left leg. Now you're gonna bend your right knee, and then you're gonna thread a needle. So you're gonna reach your right leg out as you lift your left leg. Bend the left knee. As you reach your left leg out, you lift that right leg. So kind of like you're threading a little needle. Then switch. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, so only one leg is bent at a time. Only one leg. Only one leg. Only one leg, I forgot to switch. And let's do that a couple more times, we'll smooth it out. Two more. One more. And rest. Woo, that's a hard one on the floor. Go ahead and roll side to side, and we're going to go right into our shoulder bridges today. So bringing our feet on the mat, hip width apart. Let's go ahead and find neutral and bring the arms overhead. Deep breath in to prepare. On your exhale, imprint your low spine. Roll up into your shoulder bridge and bring your arms down to your side. Hold on your inhale. Make sure you're softening your heart. So we're melting the ribs down. We're focusing on squeezing the glutes. Soften, continue that softening through your heart, rolling down as you stretch those arms back overhead. Find neutral, inhale. Exhale, imprint, rolling back up 3 more times. Inhale, hold. Exhale, rolling back down. 2 more times. One more time. Now the next one we're going to do advanced bridging, but I'll have everybody's arms at the side of their body. We're going to do it very slow because we only have to do 4 times on each side. We will roll down between each side. So deep breath in to prepare, exhale, imprint, rolling up into your bridge. Feel free to bring your arms here to make it more challenging. Everyone else, keep your arms at the side of your body. Melt the ribs down, keep squeezing your glutes. Right leg comes up to the ceiling. We're gonna flex the foot, lower the leg till the thighs get parallel. Make sure the right hip doesn't drop and your hips stay lifted. Point, lift back up. Inhale, flex and lower. Exhale, point and lift. Inhale, flex and lower. Exhale, point and lift. One more time. Bend the knee, replace your foot on the mat, center your weight in your hips. Soften, roll down, stretch those arms overhead. One more on the other side. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, rolling up, bringing the arms down to the side or up to the ceiling. Melt the ribs down, squeeze your tush. Left leg reaches up. Relax the foot lower, thighs are parallel. Left hip up, both hips up. Point, lift. Inhale, reach it away. Think about that leg getting longer. Exhale, lifting it up 2 more times. One more. Bend the knee, replace your foot on the mat. Center your weight in your feet. And soften, roll down, stretch those arms overhead. We're going to do a roll up to come up into spinal twist. So arms come up, tuck chin and chest, roll all the way up, flex your feet, big stretch forward. And we're going to restack our spine. Let's do our spinal twist today with our legs bent, just to give our legs and our hip flexors a little bit of a break. We're going to stack our arms. Let's have our right leg in front and right arm on top. Nice and tall through your spine. Melt your ribs down. Take a deep breath in, get taller. Exhale, rotate to your right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. So imagine a straight line through your body. You're rotating around that line. Even weight on your hips, on your butt. And again to the right. Inhale, center, one more time left. Inhale, center. Now we're going to switch which arm is on top and then switch which leg is in front. Nice and tall through the spine again. Let's rotate to the left. Inhale back to center. And to the right, get taller. Inhale, center. Remember, you don't want to do something like this with your arms. You want to rotate from the ribs. Back to center. To the right. Back to center. 2 more times. One more. Back to center and rest. Very nice job. We're going to lie back on our spine for jackknife. So we're going to do the modification preps again, same ones that we did for the roll over. So arms to the side of the body, we'll imprint, bring our legs to tabletop, cross the ankles, and let's go ahead and lift and lower, even if it's tiny like that. Keep the shoulder blades on the mat, keep your head down, and just lift and lower. So just lifting the hips, rolling up and down through the spine. One more time. And rest. So that's where you're going to stay to work on that strength through the low abdominals and work on that flexion through your spine to get your hips over the head. So stay there. If jackknife is pretty tough for you, you can't be balanced on your shoulder blades. Just work those little essential hip lifts. Jackknifers, we're going to do 4 of them today. We're going to start with our legs up here in imprint. We're going to make it a little more challenging today by taking the arms overhead. And then we're going to lower the legs only as far as we can stay in imprint. As you lift your legs, you're going to bring your arms down to your body. Lift your feet up to roll up to the top of the shoulder blades. Balance there. So think bottom of the ribs to the hips. And then all you're going to do is open up your hip joint a little bit by reaching your arms up to the ceiling. You're only going to do that as far as you can stay in flexion through the spine. And then we're going to roll back down bone by bone. Let your head lengthen away from you. Stay in imprint. Arms go overhead, legs go out. Let's do that again. Exhale, rolling up into our jackknife. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, arms go out, legs go out. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, reach away. 1 more time. We're going to do 1 more reach away. and then lift the arms and the legs up, just hug the knees in. Let's all roll side to side, deep breaths in and out. Go ahead and roll to one side. We're gonna come up onto our forearm for our single or side lying kicks. So let's have the legs down to the bottom front corner of your mat. Make sure the shoulder is back. And remember, you can always do this resting down like that, keeping your mouse house. If you're up on your forearm, our mouse house is gonna be a little bit bigger, more like a little puppy house. So keep those bottom ribs lifted. Top hand is gonna be in front of you to act like a little kickstand. Bottom foot can stay here, or if you want more of a challenge, turn the toes under, flex the foot, stretch that leg so that you're kind of balanced on your toes and you get a nice stretch in your Achilles tendon. Keep lifting through here, bottom shoulder back. Top leg, we're gonna flex it, lift it hip width, swing it forward, kick 2 times. 1, 2. As you reach it back, you're gonna turn it out. So I'm turning my leg out. Reach to the back corner of your room, stay anchored in your bottom leg. Flex forward and parallel. Reach it back in lateral. Exhale, exhale. Inhale. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Bend the knees. We're going to push ourselves up and over to the other side. Again, up on the forearm, we're resting on the arm. No matter what, you're either in this little puppy house or you have a little mouse house. Bottom foot can stay here or turn the toes under. Stretch your knee so you feel that nice stretch. Top leg is going to lift hip width, flex the foot, 2 kicks forward. Turn the leg out, reach it to the back corner of your room and forward. Inhale, stretch it back. 4 more times. 2 more. 1 more. Bend the knees, push yourself up and over. We're going to roll onto our back for teasers. Let's work our way from essential, intermediate to advanced. We're going to do 3 of each. Bend the knees, place the feet on the mat, palms facing up. Walk your feet away from you. Tuck chin to chest, come up into your ab prep. Lengthen the tailbone to the heels, come all the way up onto the sharpest points of the sits bones. Shoulders over hips, reach the arms overhead. Scoop, roll back, float those arms back down. Nice inhale, lengthen the spine on the floor. 2 more, exhale, rolling up. Try to make sure your knees stay in alignment with your chest as you come up. They'll have a tendency to fall out to the side, so try to keep them in alignment with your hip. 1 more. So if you need to stay with the essential variation, go ahead and do that. If intermediate, we're going to imprint, bring the legs to tabletop, same thing. But as you come up, you're going to come up just to the back of the sit bones. Try to keep your feet up so this is parallel to the floor and the ceiling. Arms overhead to make more of a challenge for your balance. Float the arms down. You're going to roll back as slow as you can. Stay in imprint as you lengthen on the mat. That's the hard part. 2 more times. Inhale, balance. Exhale. 1 more time. We're going to extend our legs down, take a quick little break. We're going to do 3 advanced teasers. So remember, because our legs are longer, we have a longer lever to lift with our core, which means it's heavier because it's longer, it's farther away from us. So you want to resist the lifting of your legs, making you arch your back. So that's the goal. If you feel like you're arching, just go back to that intermediate variation. All right, here we go. Tuck chin to chest. We're going to curl up, lengthen the tailbone to the heels. Reach with those legs so far that they come up. Balance. You can bend the knees if you're a little tight through your hamstrings here. Lift those arms up, hit your teaser. Now we're gonna scoop, lean back through your pubic bone, just like we did for open leg rocker and rolling like a ball. Legs lower all the way, and then the shoulder blades and the head go down. Again. Inhale, balance. Try to keep your legs in parallel today. Scoop and roll back, but want to turn out, so try to resist that today. Just to make it a little more challenging, one more time. Keep those knees facing forward. Oh, bottoms of the feet together, take a quick couple deep breaths in and out here. Kind of like a plank. Everything is working. Go ahead and roll to the side. Push yourself up. We're going to go into hip twist on our forearms today. So leaning back, making sure you don't sink your body down towards the floor. So stay lifted, pull those shoulders back. We're going to bring our legs up to tabletop and then take them up to the ceiling. So unlike corkscrew, your legs will stay the same length. You're twisting from the ribs. We're going to let our hips come off as we go to the left. The right hip comes off. We circle down. As you go to the other side, the left hip comes off. And then you pull that left hip back, bring your legs to center. And then we'll reverse it, just like corkscrew. Except now we are allowing the hips to twist. Inhale for half your circle. Exhale for the other half. 2 more sets. And last set. Last one. Bottoms of the feet together. Just push yourself up into your butterfly stretch. So we definitely aren't going to be able to get through everything today. So let's go. I'm going to skip over a few. And we're going to go into swimming for another extension and then side bend. And then we'll go into our stretches. So let's go ahead and lie down on our stomach with our legs out, or legs and arms out. Lengthen the tailbone to the heels, lift the chest. Pull the belly up and in more as you lift your arms, and then reach through your legs. Your legs can be in turnout if you'd like. And we'll start to swim. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you feel like your hips are cemented to the floor. So if your legs are going a different pace than your arms, slow down. Try to get them to work together. 2 more sets. Last set. Reach everything out. Lower down. And we'll push ourselves into a shell stretch. And then go ahead and come on up. We're going to have a seat on our left hip. You're going to place your left foot behind the right foot. Right knee is turned up to the ceiling. And the right bottom of the foot is on the floor. Left hand on the mat. Make sure the shoulder doesn't roll forward like that. So we want to pull it back. And we're going to take our right hand and just rest it on top of the right knee. Again, also make sure your feet aren't way up here. Just walk them out a little bit. And we're going to go into 2 essential, not essential, because this is definitely more of an intermediate to advanced exercise. So 2 intermediate versions, and then we'll do 2 advanced versions. So taking an inhale, we're going to press our hips up and forward. The bottom knee stays down. You're just bringing your spine into a long line. And then exhale, arch over to your mat. Inhale, lengthen back to that long line. And then hips go back and down. One more time like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Stay strong in that bottom arm. Exhale. Stay there if you need to. The next 2 will be advanced. Inhale, press up. Curl the bottom toes under. You're going to squeeze this part of your legs together. Exhale, arch over the mat. Inhale, back to that long line. Bend your knees. Slowly lower down. One more time. Inhale, squeeze those legs together. Keep them together as you exhale. Keep them together as you inhale. Let them open as you come down. Shake out your left wrist and let's do the other side. So we'll do the same combo, 4-breath pattern, 2 essential, 2 intermediate, 2 advanced. All right, so this side, bottom foot behind the top foot, top arm resting on top of your knee. Make sure your feet are away from you. Stay strong in the shoulder. Don't let it come up. Don't let it roll forward. So really use these muscles underneath here to keep it down. Inhale, coming up. Straight line. Exhale, change the shape of your spine. Inhale, back to your straight line. Exhale, lower all the way down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, advanced variation. We're going to squeeze this part of our legs together. Inhale, curl the bottom toes under. Squeeze. Exhale, arch. Inhale, lengthen. Bend the knees, slowly come down. One more time, inhale. Squeeze those legs together, keep them together as you exhale. Keep them together as you inhale. Let them open as you exhale. Just shake out that right wrist a little bit. We're gonna come into a 4-point kneeling position or quadruped position. Step the left foot forward, right into your hip flexor, stretch on your right. We'll come up onto the fingertips, lift the heart up. Keep your abs engaged. Nice stretch through the front of your right hip. Bring your hands onto your knee, and we're going to take the right arm high at a gentle back bend. Bring the hand down. We're going to rotate to our back leg. Circle the arm up, bringing that hand to the outside of the left leg. Left arm reaches forward, rotate away. Circle up, bring your hands back onto the mat. We're going to curl the back toes under, just straighten the knee. Hands on the floor if you can get them there. Step your left foot back into a little plank. Shoulders back and down. Gently bring your knees down. Step your right foot forward. Make sure that right foot is right under the knee. Come up onto your fingertips, lift your heart, shoulders back. Bring your hands onto your knee. Take the left arm high at a gentle back bend. We're going to melt the ribs down to bring the arm in front of us. Rotate to your back leg. Circle up, bring your left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right arm forward, rotate away. Push against that right knee to help you deepen your rotation. Circle the arm up, bringing your hands onto the floor. Curl the back toes under, straighten your knee. So you kind of get a deep, different stretch in your quad. Slide your left leg back into a plank. Shoulders back and down. Spread your fingers wide. Lift your hips into a pike and start to pedal through your feet. Shoulders down, ribs down, sit bones lifted. Hold one heel down. Deep breaths in and out. Switch. Deep breaths in and out. Switch. One more hold each side. One more switch. Gently bend your knees, bringing them onto the floor. Cross the ankles, roll over your feet and knees. Come to a seated position with one leg in front, doesn't matter which one. And let's end with a couple gentle side bends, right arm up and over. Coming up, left arm up and over. Coming up, one more time each way, right arm up and over. Up and left arm up and over. Excellent class, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this little classic routine. We didn't get through everything, but that's okay. We don't always have to. I think it was pretty well